Good evening, everybody. Well, it's good to be back after a week off of UFC. And here is my little breakdown of UFC Fight Night Lewis versus Teixeira. This card here was a little bit tougher on me to come up with plays that I really liked. There's a lot of wide lines, there's a lot of over the hill fighters, too. Some of them, you don't know how much is left. We have 9 fighters on this card that are 36 years old or older. I believe there's 4 that are at least 40. So it's kind of what's left in the gas tank type of thing, and how much desire they have. I mean, I think they all do, but um, it's might be time to give the torch to some younger guys here or younger girls also. So we're gonna we're gonna start right off with a probably a setup fight is the way I see it. We've got Klein versus Martinez. I think Klein has the potential to eventually be a championship fighter, but they need to bring her along slowly. They need to give her the right matchups and just each and every fight make it just a little bit tougher on her, you know? So I think this is a setup fight. I think she's going to be better everywhere. She could actually grapple also. Um, she really hasn't much, but she does enter in a lot of BBJ tournaments, and she's very good on the ground also. So I'm going to take a shot with a small half a unit on Klein over a half a round and to win by submission plus 340. I went over a half a round only because I think if she wins by sub, I think Martinez makes it a half a round. So I just figured to make it worth a little bit more. It added about 70 cents to it. If you don't have this option, shop around and see what the best submission line you can find is. DraftKings was plus 275. I would maybe start with FanDuel. Their submission props are sometimes a little bit higher. I'm going to do a half a unit at a plus 340, and if it cashes, it will profit 1.7 units. And I will pull these up at the end also, just to show everybody. Um, and so that, like, if you want to take pictures of them or whatever, you can. So our next fight is going to be another setup fight, I think. Ramirez versus Davis. Um, Davis is a minus 900, minus 1,000. Um, I think he's going to be better everywhere. I think he's going to find a knockout, but the knockout line is unplayable. So this one here is going to be a pass for me. I mean, if you want to use him on a parlay piece, like on the point system at a minus 3.5, I don't hate that. But it's going to be a stay away for me. And then our next fight is going to be one that I know I'm not going to be able to pronounce this. Njoku versus Walker. I know I murdered that, but this is Njoku is definitely gonna be better on the feet. Like, it's not even gonna be close. He's gonna have a 5-inch reach advantage on the feet. I feel like Walter Walker's only path to victory here is to take it to the mat. And I think that's what he's gonna try and do. Whether or not he succeeds is another story. He's had a couple, heel hooks in a row, but I guess I play devil's advocate and say, what are the odds of him getting a third? But I will say, if you like Walker, pair him with a takedown prop. That's what I would do. I'm gonna stay away from this fight. I'm actually leaning towards it staying on the feet. So I'm leaning towards Njoku getting the win, but if Walker gets a takedown, it could be a wrap. And I think it's only going to take one takedown if he gets it. So that's my analogy on that. And then we've got next fight. I spelt this wrong. It's actually supposed to be Murphy versus Mora, and I put it in an O instead of a P. Sorry about that. This one here is Murphy's 41 years old. Mora's 31. This is, but Murphy is a complete dog. She's very tough. She's going to be hard to get out of there. She's already retired once, but she didn't like how she went out against Jessica Andrade, so she wanted to do another fight. That's my little one that's just insisting on getting into the camera here. She's not shy at all. So, and this one here, I think Mora should just wrestle for 3 rounds. If she does, I think she'll come away with a unanimous decision. I don't think she's going to be able to finish Murphy. I've seen Murphy get beat up pretty bad and still walk away and never get finished. So I'm going to go with I'm leaning Mora, but my favorite play is fight. Here we go. Fight to end by unanimous decision minus 160. Now, I'm pairing this with the Lewis fight, Lewis versus Teixeira fight, under 2.5 rounds, and that brings it down to a minus 108. But if you don't mind playing a minus 160, I 100% endorse this. I think this might be my favorite play on the card. And then you're cute. And then on to our next fight. We've got Matthews versus Njoku. This one here is another one where Njoku is going to be better on the feet. He's going to have a 7-inch reach advantage. Yes, that's 7 inches. And I think that's going to be huge on the feet. So I think Matthews is going to have to take this to the mat. The question is, can we trust him to take it to the mat? I'm going to trust him to take it to the mat. But so many times we see the pathway for a fighter and then they just don't do it, and hopefully he's got a smart team behind him and tells him this is the way to win this fight, and hopefully he actually does it. So I actually like Matthews to get either a late finish or a decision, and I do like his takedown prop also. I am using fight to start second round, and I do like the over 1.5 as a parlay piece also. On to our next one. We've got Griffin versus Curtis. I think this fight's going to stay on the ground, I think this fight is going to stay on the feet. I think Curtis is just going to be slightly better on the feet, though. But Griffin could make it interesting, and the line's a little too wide for me to want to take Curtis. So my official play for this fight is fight to end by unanimous decision minus 120. That's an official play for me. I like that a lot. I'm also using the over 1.5 in a parlay piece. I'll pull those up at the end. So this one here I do like. And then we've got Landwehr versus Charrier. I feel like Landwehr's got to get a knockout to win this. I think if he doesn't get a knockout, Charrier is just going to be better. He's going to be the minute winner everywhere, and he could wrestle also if he needs to. So I like Charrier to get the victory here. Landwehr is a live dog, but I'm going to be leaning towards Charrier. It is a no bet for me, though. Then we've got Mr. Petrino, which I spelt wrong, versus Austin Lane. This is another one where Lane's 37 years old, and I don't think he's very good. Petrino's moving up from light heavyweight to heavyweight, so I like Petrino in this fight, but it's a stay away for me just because I want to see how he does. I want to see him get a couple fights at the heavyweight division before I start backing him. I do lean a Petrino knockout and more than likely an early one also. This is projected to finish in under 1.5 rounds. So I like that one a lot. But once again, like I said, I'm going to stay away from this one this time just to see how he does. I want to see him get a couple more fights under his belt at the heavyweight division, and then I'll start deciding whether or not I want to back him. Then our next fight is Justin Tafa versus Tokos. This is going to be a complete mismatch on the feet. Tafa will knock him out on the feet. So Toko's only path to victory, in my opinion, is going to be to wrestle. He has to wrestle. Now, I lean a Tafa knockout, though. But if you do like Toko's, I would pair him with a takedown because he's going to have to get it. If he doesn't get it, he's going to get blasted and knocked out on the feet. Once again, it's going to be a stay away for me. It's a no bet. It's just my pick. And then we've got Qatar versus Garcia. Garcia has 5 straight knockouts in the UFC. I don't see him getting number 6. I think this is a level check, to be honest. I think Qatar as a slight underdog is a good play. A lot of people are on Garcia, but he really hasn't beaten anybody yet. I mean, the level of competition is just so different between these two fighters. I think Qatar's gonna be able to weather Garcia's storm, and then I think Qatar's gonna take over. I also like the over 1.5 in this fight. It's a -160. I think that's a very good look as either a straight or a parlay piece. Then we've got Thompson versus Bonefim. This one I've gone back and forth on, but I don't like the line at all. I think Thompson, even though he's 42 years old, I think he's getting disrespected big time because of having 4 losses in a row. But those are 4 quality losses. I don't mind the Bonefim submission prop, but now that it's fallen down to like a +120, I don't like it as much. It was closer to a +150 beginning of the week. So this is what I'm going to go with. Rather than Thompson money line, I'm going with Thompson decision only +245. This basically means if the fight ends in any other method other than decision, this wager is voided. So if Thompson wins by knockout, it's voided. If Bonefim wins by knockout or submission, it's voided. The only way I lose this is if Bonefim wins by decision, which he very could. He actually could. It's a +200 for him to win by decision. But I really like the 2 paths is Thompson decision or Bonefim submission. So that's what I'm going with on that. Then we are now down to our main event of the evening. And we got Teixeira versus Lewis. Personally, I think Lewis is washed. That's just my opinion. He's 2-4. in his last 6 fights. His one knock, he's got two knockouts in those 2 wins. One of them was a lucky ass flying knee, which has probably like a 5% chance of connecting. I mean, if you guys pull up the replay of this, it's so lucky it's not even funny. Then his other one is against the can, Nascimento, and it took him the 3rd round to get him out of there. And then now you're going to give him Lewis. And yes, I understand that Lewis could be a fraud and he could get fraud checked, but he's going to have a 4-inch reach advantage. And even though Lewis is very athletic, Teixeira is going to be more athletic. He's going to be the quicker fighter, the faster fighter. He's going to be able to, he's got nice jabs, nice counters, nice uppercuts. I mean, as long as Teixeira doesn't do something stupid and come charging in and get caught with something, I think he's gonna end up looking like a -500. But that's my opinion. I know there's a lot of people on Lewis. I'm not one of them. So here's how I'm betting it to bring down the juice. I don't think this fight lasts too long. So I'm going to do Teixeira 1st round knockout. This is on FanDuel only, +165. Now, if you see this tonight, there actually is a 30% boost that you can use on anything. And you can make that a +200 or a +220 or whatever. So then I'm going to turn around and bet 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round knockout +320. If you want to do 2nd and 3rd round knockout instead, it's a +320. It's a +350. Because I think it ends in the first 3 rounds. But I'm taking the 4th round as a security blanket. And by betting both of these wagers, it works out to a +100, which his KO prop is a -170. So I'm bringing that knockout juice down from a -170 all the way to even money, basically. As long as it doesn't go into the 5th round, and it's not going. I mean, for the fight to start the 5th round is literally like a +500. So I don't see it getting that far. If it does, then they can have my money. But that's my wager on that. And then I will, let me pull this up, see what it is. Okay, these are my parlays. So here's 3 parlays that I got. I've got Lauren Murphy and Mora over 2.5 rounds, Griffin Curtis over 1.5 rounds, and Matthews and Chidi and Joanniku start the 2nd round -114. Now, if you there, I just blew that up so I could see it better. Now, if you want to make this a little bit better and do the Mora fight to go the distance, I didn't look to see what it would make it, but I'm sure it would make it right around even money instead. And then this next one is my favorite one on the card. Murphy and Mora to end by unanimous decision. Lewis and Teixeira under 2.5 rounds, -108. I'm going to bet enough to win 2 units. So in other words, if it's a -108 and your unit is $10, then you're going to have to bet $10.80. So you're going to have to bet $21.60 to win 2 units. So you're going to end up betting 2.16 units to win 2 units. And then the other one I've talked about a little bit. I got Klein over 1/2 round and win by submission +340, 1/2 unit to win 1.7 units. And then let me see if I can I gotta figure oh shit. Here we go. I had to figure out how to make it small again. So then here are my singles. And my singles are trying to make this bigger again, like I just did. There we go. And my singles are Chris Curtis and Griffin to end in unanimous decision minus 120. Then I've got the Teixeira first round KO plus 165, second, third, and fourth round KO plus 320. If you play this out correctly, it should come out to a plus 100 wager. And then I've got Stephen Thompson decision only plus 245. So I've got those. And then I've got one last one that I wanted to bring up on the ticker because I forgot to put it on the list. And this is a long shot parlay. I've now played 3 of these. I lost the first. Wait, no, I won the first one. I won, I believe, the second one also, and then I lost the third one. So, but this is going to be a tough one this week, and these are all unanimous decision props except for the last one. I've got Lauren Murphy fight, the Jake Matthews fight, the Chris Curtis fight, and the Landwehr fight. All need to end by unanimous decision. Then I added the Qatar fight, the Qatar versus Garcia fight to start round 3. That's a plus 2650. I literally got like $5 on it. If it comes down to Qatar, I did this purposely like this so that I could hedge it. I'm going to hedge the other side and guarantee myself a profit if it makes it that far. If it doesn't make it that far, I've got $5 on it. It really doesn't matter. So those are my plays for UFC Fight Night. It was hard for me to come up with a lot of singles that I liked. So that's kind of why I played it like this. If anyone has any questions, please shoot me a message or leave a comment. Please hit the like button on your way in and help me grow this channel a little bit. Help me. I'm going to plan on updating my background here in a few more months. Once my sister's back to work for me, I'll have a little more time. But I really do appreciate anyone and everyone that watches this. And I appreciate all feedback. I hope everybody has a great evening and cashes some wagers.